Hello everyone, I am the MZ and welcome to the first episode of MZ's Top 10. Today I'm gonna be talking about one of my favorite video game franchises of all time. I am of course talking about the one, the only, Silent Hill franchise. Now don't get me wrong, Silent Hill is a very good series when it comes to like the scare factors, and it has some very interesting characters, but one thing that Silent Hill has more than any other franchise, in my personal opinion, is very unique monsters. Now, one could argue that, oh, Resident Evil's got some pretty interesting monsters. Well, yes, true, but to me, Resident Evil just seems like your everyday typical monsters, whereas Silent Hill really dives into your psyche, so it kind of focuses more on the psychological terrors more than the physical terrors. So, let's dive right into my top 10 Silent Hill monsters. Number 10. Kicking off the list, we have the Patients from Silent Hill 4: The Room. Now, these appear in the very signature level, the hospital level that Silent Hill always seems to have. But these monsters particularly make the list for one particular reason. And it might just be the inner 5-year-old in me that kind of seems like this is funny but yet disturbing as all get out. But every time you hit them, they burp. I don't know who chose that particular quirk about them, but the simple fact that every time you hit them, shoot them, whatever, hell, they could even fall down a flight of stairs, and every time it's just they burp. Every time. It's really gross, but oddly, dementedly funny at the same time. So maybe it's the inner 5-year-old in me that just thinks, burps are funny, but in a Silent Hill game, it can be downright disturbing. Number 9. Twin Victim. Again, from the Silent Hill 4: The Room game. Twin Victim is something that is quite different. Silent Hill 4 is a very different game, for those of you who have played it from the original Silent Hill games. But it still doesn't excuse the fact that some of the monsters in Silent Hill 4 are very unique, especially Twin Victim, or some of you may know him as Doublehead. Now, every single villain, every single enemy in Silent Hill 4 was more than likely a victim of the serial killer and main antagonist of Silent Hill 4, Walter Sullivan. Twin Victim especially sticks with me, mainly because of the fact that they were actually two twin children that were killed by Walter Sullivan, and the simple fact that they have to spend the rest of eternity as this double-headed monstrosity kind of really sticks to you in the fact that, you know, Silent Hill's definition of an afterlife is really fucked. So, yeah. Twin Victims! Yeah. Number 8. Lying Figure, also known as the Armless Man, also known as the Walking Condom, also known as that thing that shoots gunk out of its chest. It's got all kinds of names. I don't know, half of them I actually made up. But this appears in Silent Hill 2, also the movie, actually. He got his movie appearance. Good job. But this one, I'm more focusing on the video game adaptation, even though the movie adaptation was pretty accurate too. But this one, of course, is another iconic Silent Hill monster. You know, it's the first one that you meet in Silent Hill 2. It kind of leaves you going, what the hell is that? And it walks up to you, squirts you and you're just like, oh shit, what the hell is that? And it's a what the hell is that monster. But it's also kind of low on the list. Yes, it's iconic, but it's low on the list mainly because, you know, it's one of the most iconic monsters. And you've seen them everywhere. It's just like, well, I'll get to that one later on the list. But it's still not, it's still a disturbing monster. The way it moves, the way the noises it makes, the fact that when you think it's dead, it could just go boom, just shoot off while it's crawling away at you, or crawling at you. That's what gets me the most, when the fucker crawls at you. Number 7. Asphyxia from Silent Hill Homecoming. Yes, I know Homecoming's not exactly a fan favorite, but you'll find that a lot of the monsters in this game kinda make this list. Mainly due to the fact that, yes, some of the monsters in here are quite disturbing. Like, to the point it makes me pause the game to just kind of comprehend what it is that I'm seeing. But this one makes the list for mainly one particular reason, because, well, it sort of reminds me of a movie that I'd much rather block from my mind. Feed her, feed her. Number 6. The Remnant from Silent Hill Origins. Again, not exactly a fan favorite, mainly because it tries to tie in with how Silent Hill started and blah blah blah, but you know what? It was a good game. It had some awesome monsters, such as this one. This one actually takes place in a level that really no other... I'll give this game credit, it actually has a level that no other Silent Hill game has, and that's a theater. You're in a stage theater, like, level, and the main monster in this one is puppets, and we all know puppets can be downright terrifying, especially when they're hanging from the ceiling and coming at you in a dark hallway. Number 5. God from Silent Hill 3. Now, Silent Hill 3 is the point in the series where they really tried to be risque with explaining the town and how there's a religious cult and all that, being sacrilegious, or at least according to crazy religious people. But, you know what? Technicalities. In Silent Hill 3, the final boss, and I kid you not, is actually named God. You are quite literally fighting God in the end of Silent Hill 3. But this is, of course, the Silent Hill God, and it's not Jesus or, you know, or anything like that, so nobody get offended by this video. Oh, God. No, but seriously, it's the simple fact that you are quite literally fighting Silent Hill's God. Need I say more? Number 4. Scarlet from Silent Hill Homecoming. You know, the people behind the Silent Hill game said, hey, porcelain dolls are scary enough. Let's make this one 9-10 feet tall and a monstrosity where it could bite people's heads off. Yeah, that sounds like a great fucking boss. No, this one mainly makes the list due to the fact that it's a giant 20-foot tall porcelain doll that can bite people's heads off. Yeah! I mean, I don't know what to say other than... Ah! Number 3. Wheelman from Silent Hill Downpour. Now, I know for a fact this was not a fan favorite, but again, I bring up the fact that it still had some pretty interesting monsters, some of which are kind of a pain in the ass. But one that sticks out the most, and I'm not talking the fact that this thing is like the size of a skyscraper. Well, that's mainly the fact. This is probably one of the biggest bosses in the Silent Hill franchise, mainly due to the fact that he is enormous. He is this giant thing hooked up to a wheelchair where you have to go around this giant arena kind of thing and unplug all these things. I mean, I don't even know what the hell it is, really. They call it a man, but all I see is a... I don't even know. Number 2. Pyramid Head, Silent Hill 2. What? But MZ, why is Pyramid Head number 2? How come he's not number 1? Well, why don't you sit down and let me explain it? No, the reason Pyramid Head makes number 2 is, yes, much like the lying figure from Silent Hill 2, he's pretty much the poster boy of Silent Hill. Much like how Slender Man is the poster boy of Creepypasta. How, like, the Big Daddies are the poster boy for BioShock. I'm probably gonna get so much hate for this, but to me, I think Pyramid Head is a little overrated. Now, okay, alright, fine, let me explain it. Pyramid Head, to me, is a little overrated, mainly because everybody knows who he is. Everybody knows where he's from. I mean, God, he had his purpose in Silent Hill 2, and then they just slapped him in Homecoming, mainly for fan service. And for those of you who actually unlocked the ending, Pyramid Head makes a cameo in Silent Hill Origins. But, again, you have to unlock the funny ending. And of course, he was in both films, so yes, everybody knows who he is, but it still doesn't make him a bad character. In fact, I say he's overrated, but he's one of my favorites. That's just the thing. But the reason he makes this list is because, yeah, he's a favorite of mine. He's intimidating. I mean, granted, he's kind of tiny when you really think about it, as far as, like, some of these other monsters that are in the game. Pyramid Head's kind of tiny, but it doesn't excuse the fact that he is still pretty menacing. I mean, for God's sake, he's the mental manifestation of James Sunderland's psyche. I mean, you gotta think how fucked up James Sunderland must be if he can conjure up that thing. He is still a bit overrated, but he is still number 2. Number 2. He is the shit. That was a really bad joke. Number 1. Amneon. Silent Hill Homecoming. I don't know what to say about this one, other than, the fuck is that?! I am not gonna lie, when I first played Silent Hill Homecoming, I played it in one night straight, because I was actually in a gaming kind of place where you could play, you know, PlayStation 3s, Xbox 360s at the time. And the fact that I played Silent Hill Homecoming all the way through, when I got to Amneon, the final boss, I mainly just thought to myself, what the hell is that? I am not gonna lie, this is probably the most disturbing monster I have seen. It is a combination of a very heavily pregnant woman with a face that extends like it's a goddamn accordion, and the fact that it's got ginormous, like, steel giant spider legs. And it spits it, and it vomits at you, and then just... Oh. Amnion is a disturbing fucking monster. I'm not gonna lie. This thing is more disturbing than any creepypasta thing I've ever seen. And just the simple fact that and I should probably say spoilers, but the simple fact that when you actually beat Amnion, and I could be, honestly, I'm just thinking of this, I actually could be butchering the name. Either way, when you defeat her, when you defeat you actually gut the stomach of her, and then out pops your little brother. So that just kind of makes you think, holy shit, she ate him! The memories of that game. Oh, God. So there you have it. That is my top 10 Silent Hill monsters. Now, if you liked this video, please give a like, love it, share it, what have you. And if you have any ideas for any more top 10s that you would like me to do, by all means, send me ideas. I already have ideas cooking up in my mind, but I'd love to hear from you guys. So, with that in mind, I am the MZ, and I have entertained you. I don't know. I still need to think of a good outro. I don't know how you other YouTubers do it. Anyway, I am the MZ, and I will see you guys later.